everybody, and welcome back to our video series on building better digital experiences, where we're diving into our white paper that we've put together on how to select a digital experience platform. We're going through all the criteria in a little bit more detail to give you a good sense of how to improve your digital experience and how to pick a good platform. Today, we're going to talk about the first criteria in that white paper, which is all about making sure that the ecosystem around the platform that you're evaluating has a good partner network. Stephen, why is that important?
So there's obviously a few points to this, but the one very first point I'll pull out is when you're looking at a piece of technology and you're evaluating both the partner network, you really want to look at the technology itself and what it's built upon.
The underpinning software language.
Exactly. Yeah. So the language itself, because, you know, the new and shiny product will always come way high up in the market. Oh, look with these new headless solutions. Or
this new framework that somebody's invented. I mean, they're great, but it's a flag.
Exactly. Yeah. So if you're seeing Framework IO,
right.
If you're seeing not one of the core like .NET, Java, or PHP,
yeah.
You got to remember there are more people developing in those solutions.
Right. So the population of that developer ecosystem.
Exactly. Because you're looking for resources that not only the integration partner you might be bringing on,
right,
but later on just for yourself.
Yeah. What's the size of that available talent pool?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And again,
nothing against those other frameworks.
Nope.
They probably got lots of value, but we're talking about making sure you're making a smart, informed, healthy choice for your business in the long term.
Exactly. And so when you're looking at the website of that vendor, you know, what would you say is when you're looking at the partner network, what are you doing?
So you're making sure that there's actually some substance to it, right? That it's not just a short list, that you need many hands and fingers and toes and feet of many people to be able to count all the partners that are in that list. And you've got to dig in a little bit deeper to make sure it's not just a list, that there is actually some experience and some credibility behind that list, that there's people that have been on that list for quite some time. They've got a track record, they've got experience working with that product.
And I'll say this, two things that come to mind. When you're working with the vendor and you're saying, hey, I want a demo, and say you're getting to your short list, 100% the resource you should be using is the vendor themselves,
right? And
saying, who would you agree would help us be able to as an implementation partner,
right? So get some lead from the product vendor, to suggest partners.
Well, they're going to know,
right?
They're going to know who their top partners are.
Yeah.
But don't take that with just a grain of salt.
Right.
Do your own research.
Yeah,
I can't.
There's a process that each one of these vendors has.
Absolutely.
You got to make sure there's a synergy there that works for you and your business.
Yeah, because again, like you said, if you're going through it, one partner may have 1 or 2 sites built on that platform. Another partner may have 50 to 100, but it really is a determination if that 1 or 2 are global websites.
Right. Are they
if they're
big,
matching your
right
criteria, then that's what you're using.
And sort of in the preamble that you were talking about sort of the importance of the size of an app marketplace or an integration marketplace. It's sort of a sense of the entire economy that surrounds a particular product. I think that's a good indicator as well of where the partner strengths may lie.
I know a lot of the vendors. I pretty well know any of the major vendors, and the vendors that always 100% always grow, and they're always moving forward on every analyst chart. On every chart that you see the product offerings are the ones that have large partner networks that, like you said,
that also
they are
contribute
an ecosystem.
Right.
They contribute because they create their own products on it. Now they have a vented interest in making sure that their product that sits on top of that platform is moving forward. So that's a signal
that there's
absolutely
that there's strength to that platform. Awesome. That was great.
Perfect.
Thanks, Stephen. All right. So we look forward to seeing you on the next video.
Take care.